Thessalonians 4, verse 17. We will always, forever be with the Lord. Therefore, encourage one another with these words, he says. This is the great encouragement. Resurrection, transformation, and the catching up together again in that glorious appearing with the Lord. 1 Thessalonians 5 segues to the topic of the day of the Lord because it belongs naturally to the topic of his coming. And when he does, he says, you don't need to have anything written to you about the times and the seasons, using the language times and seasons that Jesus used in Acts chapter 1, when he says it's not for you to know the times and the seasons which the Father has set by his own authority. That time, the time of his coming, is unknown. It's set. But at the same time, he says, you know that the day of the Lord will come like a thief in the night, quoting the words of Jesus in Matthew 24, where he says, it will be like a thief coming in the night. You don't know when that's going to happen. You need to always be ready. Expect him to come at any moment. That day of his coming will come suddenly. People are saying peace and safety, and then sudden destruction with the destructive power of the day of the Lord comes upon them. They will not escape. But verse 4, but not you, because you're not in darkness, for that day to surprise you like a thief. You are children of the light. That day comes. We're going to see this tomorrow. As Isaiah describes it, it's the coming of the great glory of God, which is described as the coming of a great fire that has the effects of that fire, which is a destructiveness that comes upon those who do not know the Lord. But for us who belong to it, who belong to that glory, will be revealed in that glory. And the focus here in this passage is on the onset, when it comes, when it starts, when it begins. There's going to be a separation in the experience of peoples. And so he comes down to verse 9, for God has not destined us for wrath. That's chapter 1, verse 10. We're waiting for Jesus who comes and delivers us from the wrath to come. He's not destined us for wrath, but to obtain salvation through our Lord Jesus Christ, who died for us. So whether we're awake or asleep, whether we are alive or whether we're dead, we might live with him.